Rubix Talent Kids.
Hi friends, welcome to our channel Rubix Talent Kids. My name is Nidhish. Today I will tell you squares and square roots. So this topic will be useful for the 7th and 8th grades. So this will come in your 7th and 8th NCERT syllabus. Now first let's learn what is a square. So a square number. It is a number formed when you multiply a number by itself. So now we take 8, a number 8, and multiply it with 8 and again 8, we get the answer as 64. So here 64 is a square number. So now let's take a number like 11 into 11 equals to 121. Now this is a square number. There are different methods of finding a square of a number. So they might give you to find like 19 square. Well, you can multiply it in the normal way, or we can solve it using the formula. So now let's see how to find a square number. Finding a square of a number. Finding a square of a number. So the first way, suppose they asked you to find like 105 square. So it is a big number. So it is hard to find. So we write. So there is a formula. The formula is a plus b whole square equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square. So here we have taken, they have given the number 105. So here we have to take the number which we can find the square easily, and we all know about it. So here 105, we split it up into 100 plus 5. So 105 whole square equals to 100 plus 5 square whole square. Now, so in the place of a, we take 100 square. In the place of b, we take 5. So plus 2 into 100 into 5. So the next is 5 square. So now let's see. So this is 10,000. 100 square is 10,000 plus 1,000 plus 25. So now this equals to 11,025. So now we can say that 105 square equals to 11,025. So now let's look into another formula. So instead of plus over here, we take it as minus. A minus b whole square. So here instead of plus 2ab, we take it as minus ab. So now let's take another number like 95. So we go 95 whole square. So it can be written as 100 minus 5 so whole square. So we take 100 as a and 5 as b. So now we have 100 minus 5 whole square equals to 100 square minus 2 into 100 into 5 plus 5 square. Now this equals to 10,000 minus 1,000 plus 25. So now we will simplify it. We will get 9025 as the answer. Now let's find how to find the square root of a number. Square root. Square root. It is just the opposite of a square. So suppose we took a number like 11025. It is the square root. So it is the square or square of 105. 105 square equals to 11025. So now, if for example this is an unknown value, let's take it as x. So square root of 11025 equals to x. So we have to find the value of this one. So we have two methods of finding the value. Method 1, prime factorization. Method 1, prime factorization. Suppose let's take the before number 11025. So we divide it by 5. So we get 2205. Again we divide it by 5. So we get 4, 4, 1 by 3. We get 1, 4, 7. Again by 3 we get 4, 9, 7 and 7. So here 7 cannot be further simplified. So this is the prime factorization. So we write it as 11,025 equals to 5 times 5 into 3 times 3 into 7 times 7. So here we take the pair of the same number like 5 and 5, 3 and 3, 7 and 7. Suppose we even might have like 2 and 2. So we even take 2 and 2 as a pair. So we don't have it now. So we won't consider it. So now like so. Now 5 times 5 is nothing but 5 square. 5 square into 3 square into 7 square. So now we have a point here. So a power any number like let's take like n into b power n into c power n equals to a b c whole power n. So we can multiply all these three values excluding the exponents and find the square of this number at last. So now this equals to 5 into 3 into 7 whole square. So now we transfer the square root to this side. So we get square root of 11,025 now equals to 105. Now if you transpose the square root to this side, it becomes 105 square equals to 11,025. So now let's go for method 2. Let's take the same number even in the method 2. So the method 2 is method 2, which is division method. Division method. So this is much easier compared to the prime factorization method. So now let's first we draw two lines. In between we write the number. So let's take 11,025. So now from the right side you keep a bar over every two digits like I'm doing. So this is 1. So first let's go with the smaller number like 361. So we kept a bar over the first digit. So now let's keep it under the second pair. So now we don't have any pair beside 3, so we leave it like that. We have a single number. So first we have to take the square of the closest one. It should be close nearest to this and it should be smaller. So the square should be a square number smaller than 3 should be here. So we have only one square number less than 3, which is 1. We write 1 on both sides and we write the square on this side and we subtract it and we get 61. We bring the 61 down. We write this bar because we have to bring it as a pair to down. So the value you have here, you should double it and write it after the subtraction over here. We have 2. Now keep a blank on side of this here and here. So now we have to take we have to write here a number. Suppose we write 3. So here, so we have to multiply 23 with 3 because you wrote 3 over here. You should write 3 again at the bottom and multiply the whole thing with 3. So we get the answer 69. So it isn't very close to this one, 261. So we will take a number somewhere like 9. By the way, you can only take a single digit number over here. So we take 9 and we write 9 over here 2. So we do it as like, so 29 times 9 equals to 261. So 261. When we subtract it, we get the answer as 0. So this can prove that 361 is a perfect square. And the square root of this number equals to 19. So now let's see how to do this process on a larger number. 11,025. So this is the number. So we keep starting bars from the right side. So this is it. So the square number to 1 is 1. We write, subtract it, we get 0. Now we bring this pair down, 10. We double it, 2 blank 2. So the nearest number is 1. So it's 0. Here we got 0 because, so even if you keep the smallest number 1, 21 times 1 equals to still 21. 21 is greater than 10, so it doesn't work. So we keep it as 0. So then we get minus, we subtract 0 from this value and we get 10. We bring the 25 down. So now here we should multiply this whole thing. We should double it and write it over here 20 and write another blank on this side. So this is 1, 0 and blank. Before we had a blank over here, we filled it with 0. So now we transpose this. Sorry, we doubled it. We got this 20 and bracket. So now we have to find the value which fits in here. So now let's take for example the number 3. 203 into 3 equals to 906. 609. It doesn't matter. It isn't that close. So the answer would be 5. 205. So 205 times 5 equals to 1025. So now, so 1025 subtracted, we got the remainder 0. So 11025 square root of 110 is 105. So we have proved that the 11,025 is a perfect square. By the way, there is an important point that I will tell you now. A perfect square number never ends with the digits 2, 3, 7 and 8. So a perfect square number never ends with these digits. So for example, let's take a number like 1 or 2. You do the division method. So 1, 0, 0, 2, we double it, 2, 0, and it's not a perfect square. So you have proved that it is not a perfect square, but we can round it off to 10. So root of 102 is approximately 210. Now we will do some questions on this topic. So they might ask you to find the smallest number by which you should multiply and make the number. So they will give a imperfect square number. We have to make it into a perfect square number by multiplying one digit. Suppose let's take the number, for example they give the number 2205. So we have to find the number by which this number should be multiplied to make it a perfect square. So the number, so there is no choice but we should do the prime factorization method. For this type of questions we have no choice but to use this type of method. So we go 5, we get 4, 4, 1, 3, 147, 3, 49, 7 and 7. So 2205 equals to 5 into 3 into 3 into 7 into 7. So they might also ask you by which is the smallest number that should be divided from this number to make it a perfect square. Here every number has a pair except for 5. So to make this as a perfect square we have to multiply it with 5, or to make it as perfect square we can divide it by 5. So we have two choices. So in the first case, now let's multiply it with 5. So it becomes 2205 equals to 5 into 5 into 3 into 3 into 7 into 7. So now this all equals to root of 2205. Now which this equals to 105. So now this becomes, so if we multiply 1 5 over here, we should multiply one more 5 over here. Sorry. So this is the value. So now we can do one more thing. So they might give the same number and ask you to find the smallest number by which this number should be divided to make it as a perfect square. So now let's do that type of sum. So we already did the prime factorization, so let's continue with it. 2205 equals 5 into 3 into 3 into 7 into 7. So now we divide this side by 5 and this side by 5. 5 cancel. This becomes 4 4 1. So 4 4 1 equals to 3 square plus into 7 square. So 3 times 7 equals to 21 whole square. 21 whole square equals to 441. So square root of 441 equals to 21. So this is another method. Thank you guys, that's the video. If you like the video, like, share and subscribe.